Audrey from Dede Yoga. So today I wanted to talk about sesame oil, and when I say sesame oil, is not the toasted sesame oil that you will find in the food section. It's more the massage oil, so it's untoasted, and you probably will find it in your health food store. So you may have seen I use a very large bottle, and this is for several reasons. First of all, because I use it every day, and I find it more cost effective to buy a massive jug like that. Although it comes in plastic, so I'm still looking for an alternative, so to have maybe something a bit more eco earth friendly. So I don't know if a glass jar that I could reuse would be best, so I'm still trying to find an alternative there. But so that's one of the reasons I use it every day for myself, but also I prepare smaller bottles of 100 milliliters like this one for some of my students, basically, to whom I recommend using this oil for different type of reasons. And also because sometimes a bottle this size will be much more expensive if you just buy it in the health food stores, so sometimes it's better to just buy a bulk thing. If you're trying out, you may not want to buy a 2 to 4 liter jug of an oil, even though it's prescribed or suggested by your yoga therapist or the person you're working with. So that's why it's also good to provide the students an alternative that is still cost effective in glass jar, as well, that is earth friendly, that they can reuse, and then they don't have to go through a 2 liter, 4 liter jar if they don't like the idea. So sesame oil is actually being used for different reasons in yoga therapy and the Ayurvedic medicine. So the lineage I've been studying in is heavily based on Ayurveda in terms of the system of medicine. It is inspired from. So the use of sesame oil, why I use it, or why I suggest my clients or students to use it, is for several reasons. So it's moisturizing, obviously, for the skin. So you're assessing the first level, which is the skin. When you put it on, it's not, you may have seen I just put it on, like I dropped a bit, so I just massage my hand and my wrist. So it's not super oily, like it is really absorbed easily by the skin. Its quality in Ayurveda, it's warming, so it's a heating quality. So it doesn't mean that it feels hot on the skin, but it's warming from the inside out, I would say. So these are some of the things that in Ayurveda, every plant or food aspect has different quality, and it can be cooling or heating. And so this oil is heating. So again, it's not, you won't feel a hot sensation when you put it in. It's more at a subtle level, at the organ or physiological level, that it will have this effect. And again, it's in Ayurveda, so you're welcome to look and to make your own research to understand a bit more this aspect of the plant component. So again, you will have the aspect of soothing, maybe dryness of the skin, but also dryness in the joints. For example, arthritis is mostly dryness in the joint. So people with arthritis or will benefit from from applying a bit of the sesame oil on the area where they feel the arthritis. So the important thing to remember is that, well, it's a bit detoxifying as well, so it has a bit of detoxifying effect, again, on the very subtle physiological level. So for us women, we don't want to use it when we're menstruating, because when you menstruate, your body is already detoxifying, and that doesn't mean that it's something bad. It's just a natural physiological process that we all go through as women. Or people with female organs, yeah. So it's a natural detoxifying situation. So we don't want to add another detoxifying agent while the body is already undergoing menstruation. So I can talk a bit more about that in another video, very specific to that. If that is of interest to you, you're welcome to put it in the comments and I can go through that. So yeah, so don't apply sesame oil when you're menstruating. Applying on the joint, and when I say apply, you will notice I'm not saying massaging, I'm saying apply. So for example, you will put it, for me it's mostly the neck. I'm at the computer all day, all of that, even though I do yoga all day. I'm still at the computer a lot, so there is a lot of tension in the neck. So I will just simply like brush the skin. So I will put it in my hand, brush the skin. So you see, I'm not massaging into my body. I'm just letting it happen, just applying it, okay? So that's what I'm saying as well. And I should have started by that first. So the way you want to do it is, ideally you want to warm it up. So you will take your pot, you will put a bit of water at the bottom, and then you will put another little container, if you don't want the glass jar to touch the bottom, and you will put a bit of water in here. So basically you have a little bit of water, warming that up, a bit of water here, and you will put your jar. I will mention this one because I have you may have seen, so I have a dropper, which I find is a bit small, easy to use, especially I use it every day. So I will put this jar in the water and then this in the water. So I let the water at the bottom even almost come to an almost boil point, and then I will take everything out. You will see that the water inside this little pot is warm, and you will see that you will feel it by the touch that this is just warm. It's not hot, so you don't want to scorch your skin, you burn your skin or whatever. So you really want to warm the outside of the bottle, which will in turn warm the oil itself. And then again, like I said, I have this little dropper. I will put a little bit in the palm of my hands. I will mix it together, take a moment, and again, you want to do that, ideally take the time to do that. So being mindful, being fully present with what you're doing, and then applying it on the areas that are, well, giving you a bit of areas that are a bit of tension, a bit of dryness of the joints, these areas there, or the areas that are mentioned by yoga therapist. So for example, certain of my students, I will make a little drawing and show them where I would recommend for them to use the oil. And you want to always go down, always go down. In very rare case, you will go up, but I would suggest that don't go toward the heart, you go down. So you don't want to brush this way, you will brush down, letting everything goes down. Okay, so that's one thing. What you can do while you have the oil on it, so remember, it's still an oil, so you can put the t-shirt on, but it will be a bit like dirty very quick. What you can do is to do some very gentle movement, or just go into meditation. That's an ideal time to go into meditation. If you have a relaxing practice that you don't have to lie on your back, especially if you put it on your back, you can do that. You want to keep the oil on your body for about 15-20 minutes max. After your 20 minutes, so let's say you're applying the oil, you're meditating for 20 minutes, go in the shower and have a shower, and you don't need to use soap. If you want to use soap, you can do that. But you want to remove basically the excess of oil. You don't want the oil to stay on your skin the whole day. And this is because then you will have the oil, if you think about it as bringing more moisture into the joint, you don't want the oil soaking the joint all day, so you would want to wash that off eventually. So that's kind of it for oil. And yeah, so I was mentioning, so you nourishing the skin, soothing the joint, moisturizing the joint somehow. Moisturizing might not be the very perfect term, but also there is a component of applying that mindfully. It's kind of, I like to see it as as an act of kindness towards yourself, an act of self-love, because suddenly you're making the time, even if it's like 5 minutes. It doesn't take you very long to apply oil and to do this whole little business. It doesn't take super long, but applying it on your skin is really like giving yourself love, you know, saying, hey buddy, I'm here, I'm taking care of you. So I like to see it this way, especially for individuals who I mean, I do believe that everybody could benefit from it, because in society right now we're all like running, and we never stop. So stopping for 5 minutes and doing that for 5 minutes super mindfully, you will benefit from it, you know what I mean? And for individual with traumatic experience or PTSD, or who are recovering from emotional triggers, so obviously there is a whole component to that. So let me know if you have any question. We can go into details. We can go into detail on either another video or privately. You can contact me before trying out different things. But I do feel like from me as PTSD recovery, I don't even know if it's a term, it feels very soothing to really take care of myself. It feels like a self-care approach that doesn't cost me a lot of time, it doesn't cost me any much, okay, yeah, apart from a 2 to 4 liter jug of oil, but it is a self-massage, an act of self-love in a sense. So that's what I'm trying to come up with, to make you see it is an act of rekindling with your body. Do you know what I mean? Like keeping the mind in sync with the body. So you could see it as an act of mindfulness. I see it as an act of yoga as well, because you do that with fully breathing, conscious breath, conscious presence within the moment. You're really connecting with what you're doing. To me, this is an act of yoga. So yeah, so there are so many things about sesame oil. I could go on forever, but I don't want to bore you. So that's kind of how I prepared a little mixture and give you a bit of an idea of why I use it and why sometimes I recommend it. Again, dryness, moisturizing externally but also internally. And just always remember, women, if you're menstruating, don't use it, and always wash after at maximum 20 minutes after. Get a shower, and it would be nice, especially now in winter. You really want to have a hot shower, so here we go. Okay, so I'll see you next time. Bye.